Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on April 13, 2023. Dual Labs agrees $462 million deal to settle claims. BBC, Dual to pay $462 million in settlement for marketing vape to minors. MSNBC, Dual to pay $462 million to 6 U.S. states over youth addiction claims. Al Jazeera English, Dual to pay $462 million to 6 U.S. states over addiction claims. Lebanon, church head calls for Syrian refugees' deportation. Cyclone Ilsa, Western Australia braces for Category 4 storm. BBC, Category 4 Cyclone Ilsa lashes northwest Australian coast. The Independent, Cyclone Ilsa upgraded to Category 4 storm set to lash Pilbara region bringing damaging winds. Daily Mail, Tropical Cyclone Ilsa expected to strengthen to Category 5 before crossing Pilbara coast. The West Australian, biggest cyclone in a decade threatens Australia Cape-sized trades. Hippo descended from Pablo Escobar's herd dies after being hit by a car. Sky News, calls for action on Colombia's hippo scourge after animal dies in road crash. The Guardian, an Escobar hippo killed in highway collision in Colombia. Father of Madeleine Kingsbury's children denies role in disappearance. Live. The Independent, father of missing Minnesota woman's children breaks silence 12 days after vanishing. Fox News, family of Madeleine Kingsbury speaks out. ABC 6 News, Carl TV, Winona police remain confident they will find Maddie Kingsbury. Rochester Post Bulletin, search for Minnesota mother Madeleine Kingsbury draws thousands of volunteers. We are not giving up. Pentagon leaks. U.S. thinks UN head Guterres too accommodating to Moscow, files suggest. Dalai Lama, the significance of tongue greetings in Tibetan culture. The Independent, suck my tongue to attractive woman, times when the Dalai Lama triggered controversies. India Today, Shraddha Arya apologizes for criticizing Dalai Lama incident. An act has been. Hindustan Times, Tibetan lawmaker defends Dalai Lama after suck my tongue video. Al Jazeera newsfeed. Al Jazeera English, no excuse for child abuse. Trump says court staff were crying at his arrest. BBC, Donald Trump ridiculed by court staff for claim they cried over his arrest. Daily Record, Trump describes experience at New York court date. Evening Standard, Donald Trump says court staff cried at his arraignment in Tucker Carlson Fox News interview. The Telegraph, Trump's crying court staff claim is absolute BS, say law enforcement. Giant pothole filled in by Arnold Schwarzenegger was actually a service trench being used by gas company, authorities say. Sky News, Arnold Schwarzenegger fills what he called a giant pothole in his neighborhood street #shorts. CBS News, Arnold Schwarzenegger fills giant pothole himself after waiting weeks for repair. Justin Pearson becomes second expelled Tennessee lawmaker to be reinstated. BBC, second expelled Democratic lawmaker reinstated to Tennessee House. The Independent, the threat to democracy behind the farce in Tennessee. India increases COVID booster jab production after surge in cases. The Guardian, as COVID cases rise, how worried should we be? NDTV, India logs 5,776 new cases in the last 24 hours, 21 deaths. The Indian Express, ready or not? The Hindu editorial on rising numbers of COVID-19 cases and India's state of preparedness. The Hindu, India logs 10,158 fresh cases in 24 hours, experts say COVID entering endemic stage. Trump sues former lawyer Michael Cohen for $500 million. BBC, Donald Trump sues former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen for $500 million. The Times, Trump sues ex-lawyer Cohen, key witness in criminal case. The Independent, Donald Trump sues former lawyer Michael Cohen for $500 million. Russia-Ukraine war live, Pentagon leaker reportedly worked on military base. World Bank to fund Ukraine energy repairs. The Guardian, Pentagon documents leak, who is responsible? BBC News. BBC News, Pentagon leak, the secret Ukraine files explained. Sky News, the Pentagon Papers leak is embarrassing for the US but disastrous for Ukraine. iNews, Discord chat app draws attention after US intelligence leak. Russia-Ukraine war at a glance, what we know on day 414 of the invasion. The Guardian, Ukraine's President Zelensky condemns beheading video, BBC News. BBC News, Ukraine war, President Zelensky condemns beheading video. BBC, war in Ukraine, video of alleged Ukrainian POW beheading surfaces online, France 24 English. France 24 English, latest in Ukraine, Ukrainian leaders condemn alleged decapitation of captive. North Korean missile launch triggers evacuations on Hokkaido Island in Japan. The Independent, North Korean missile launch sparks evacuation confusion in Japan. The Guardian, North Korea fires unspecified ballistic missile, prompting Japan to issue alert. France 24 English, Seoul, North Korea launches ballistic missile towards sea. The Independent, North Korean missile launch sparks erroneous take cover alert in Japan. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.